welcome to another episode of That 90s Spider-Man Show, the podcast about the Spider-Man the Animated Series from the 90s. No, not that one. No, not that one either. That one. I'm your host today, I'm Henry, and alongside me, he's our resident comic book nerd, it's Jack.
Oh, I like to be a resident comic book nerd somewhere.
Yeah, this is like your moment, this is where you've actualised, really.
Yeah, people used to laugh at me for reading comic books at school, but who's laughing now? Yeah. I've got a podcast.
I made it, bitches.
Yeah, they got a high-paying job in Canary Wharf, but I got a fucking podcast, man.
We have some listeners.
Yeah.
It's great. Jack's showing them all up, guys. I'm really kind of like awed to be in his presence right now. And we're going to talk about his favourite thing, and my favourite thing, Spider-Man the Animated Series, specifically episode 11. We're talking about goblins, but not as you remember them. Goblins with the H.O.Bs. Hobgoblins.
Hobgoblins.
Hobgoblins, yes.
Hobgoblin, isn't that The Rock's character in The Fast and the Furious? Isn't he called Hobbs?
That's what we should get to play in the Hobgoblin adaptation for the
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin, yeah.
Yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw Goblin.
Yeah.
Get the whole Fast and the Furious guys in there. They're pretty much superheroes at this point.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, they're pretty much like their own Avengers team.
But yeah, that was a great decision they made.
Yeah.
They were at one point they were like, we've already done a heist movie with cars. Why don't we do everyone is a superhero now with cars are also there?
Yeah.
They all have the shared superpower of driving really well.
Yeah.
But they also have superhuman strength and healing factors.
Yeah. They can defy the laws of physics. Some of them can fly. They're great fighting abilities.
Yeah, Dominic Toretto can fly.
He can genuinely fly.
Yeah.
You can catch people and they can headbutt from several meters away. It's great.
Yeah, it's final special move.
It's final smash.
I want Dominic Toretto in Smash.
Yeah, he might as well this week.
They still got some DLC to announce, so who knows?
Dominic Toretto in Smash.
I think the rule is that it has to have been from a game that has been on a Nintendo console at some point. Yeah. And it has been a Fast and Furious game, and it's probably been on the Wii or something.
Oh, yeah.
So therefore, it's legit.
It's legit. Let's petition for this and then
Toretto for Smash.
Yeah.
That's the hashtag.
Get the whole family in there.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah. Anyway, Hobgoblin is one thing, but the Hobgoblin is another. He's a hob, he's on the job, and he's in this episode of That 90s Spider-Man Show because it's all about the Hobgoblin. So let's begin with the Hobbin. He's right in there at the beginning, actually. He's actually the first thing we see.
Do you just call him the Hobbin?
The Hobbin. I'm saying let's get to Hobbin.
Oh, let's get to Hobbin, okay.
Yeah, and Hobbin is the first thing that happens, actually, in this episode.
Yeah, straight away we see him. He's inside a warehouse where we see a man drenched in shadow, dressing up in a costume that has a yellow rubber mask, an orange cape and hood, yellow and blue costume, and he gets on this, grabs a laser gun, gets on his purple goblin glider.
It's your regular getting together your work commute kind of thing going on.
Yeah, and then he flies out of a window that has already been smashed, it looks like.
Yeah.
And
he's in a bad neighborhood, can't really afford to get out.
And then we get to Kingpin, who's talking to Alistair Smythe over FaceTime.
Yeah.
From his limo. At which point, Smythe asks him the exposition question of, why are you bothering going to public events? To which Kingpin's okay, I need to act like a regular businessman so that people like me and don't realise that I control all crime in the fucking world.
Pretty much.
So he's heading to Empire State University, where Harry Osborn and Peter
having a little walk and talk.
Yeah, and Harry's asking Peter to be his roommate in his new flat, and Peter makes the obvious point of we're not really friends.
You're Flash's friend.
Yeah, and why not pick Flash? We kind of know each other. At which point Harry says that my dad is the one who's getting this apartment for me, so it needs to be someone who's responsible, not Flash.
No, not that meathead. No.
Yeah, so he gets Peter in just for that reason, and Peter's well, I can't afford this shit, and he's well, Dad's gonna pay the rent.
And it's pretty much he's sold from that point on. I didn't realize they didn't know each other, up until this point.
Well, I think they've met. Yeah. That they know who each other are, but they're just they're not close. Yeah. Close enough to live with each other.
Yeah, I expect him to be I don't even like you, Harry, like everyone else does.
Yeah, it's interesting for them to do that at that point. Also, I was for sure this. You think it's more likely that they would, like a sitcom, they would leave it with the same setup for the entire thing. But instead they changed this up like in the second half of the first season.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we did our like episode 0, like an introductory episode, you were saying about how he moves out at some point to live with Harry. And I remember at the time I was like, I know you're just doing this from memory, but I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
Yeah.
But I just didn't say it because I was like, well, I don't know for sure either, but it's probably not going to happen. He's just going to stay with his aunt. And then so I was actually quite surprised to see it. It actually does happen.
Yeah.
This is also where Harry drops in his first mention of his relationship with his dad, where he's like, okay, well, he just spends money on everything but doesn't give me any affection, basically, which is the through line of like Harry's always having that relationship with his dad.
He's got mad daddy issues.
Yeah, in all the medium that this story's told in.
In this one, I don't know what happens in the movies, but I'm pretty sure in those, like, the mother is dead. But here they're just divorced. Yeah,
the mum... I don't know if the mum plays that big a role in anything, really. I actually, in a more recent issue of... I think it might have even been The Amazing Spider-Man 800 from, like, a couple of years back.
Yeah.
The mother made a return after being believed to be dead for, like, years and years.
That's some soap opera shit.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't remember her coming up, really.
Okay,
so I guess it's like she needs to be dead or divorced for them to just focus on the father-son thing.
Yeah. Like every 90s property, if you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so they both arrive at the site where Kingpin is launching the ironically named Fisk School of Criminology on their campus, where he's doing a ceremonial breaking of the ground with like the golden shovel. Everyone's there, including Norman Osborn and all the people from the Daily Bugle. Peter's there too. He arrives there with Harry, and his spider sense goes off, and he knows something's in trouble because Hobgoblin's on his way.
He's on the job.
Yeah. Hob's on the job, and he fires at Kingpin as he's on stage, and Peter pushes him out of the way and saves his life. And over this, he kind of swings around to like attack again, and everyone starts like running from the scene, but Peter runs into an alley to get changed into his costume and join the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they start fighting. The first thing he does is he swings in to attack him and just completely misses.
Just shits about it. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then Hobgoblin introduces himself as the Hobgoblin.
As you do.
During this whole fight, he just kind of struggles to... It's not even like he's getting beaten up or anything. He's just struggling to even, like, come near him. Because obviously he has something which can maneuver in the air really swiftly, and you just can't actually touch him.
No. Like, he can actually fly, where Spider-Man just jumps at you really, really fast, or swings at you, but, like, in a straight line, pretty much.
So he ends up doing what is his, like, go-to move for the rest of this episode, which is to attach a web line to the back of his glider and just hang on and get, like, flung around while he just hangs on from the back.
He doesn't have a plan beyond that at all. He's just kind of just like, yeah, I'm just going to hang on. Maybe he'll fly into a wall if I pull on this web hard enough.
Yeah, because I guess he's not faced anyone who's been, like, airborne before. Yeah. So when you're in that situation, you're like, what the fuck do I actually do?
Shit.
Hobgoblin just, like, flies up so high that they nearly hit a plane, like a commercial plane. Yeah. So Spider-Man lets go and drops down to the city, which he's, like, thousands of feet in the air, pretty much. And he just, like, realises at that pivotal moment that he's got no web fluid.
Which is the worst possible times, and not having web fluid.
Yeah. And also, again, something that happens all the time to him.
At the worst possible time. Oh no, I'm in this pond full of crocodiles. My webs are gone. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So he's fallen towards the ground to his death.
And he gets out of this situation by, like, first he, like, tries to slide down this building. That doesn't work. Jumps off, tries to grab onto, like, one of those window cleaner lift things.
Yeah.
Grabs onto the side, it breaks, falls down, and then he ends up hanging upside down from this, like, cloth banner.
Yeah.
So he's, like, hung right above these spiked railings.
Like, he should have really become a spider jelly at this point. He's very lucky to be alive.
For some reason, this scene is stuck in my head. That was one of the key scenes I remember. I don't remember the Hobgoblin bit, but I just always remembered being a kid and him running out of web fluid when he's in the air, and then cut to commercials and then cut back and him landing upside down and being, like, really scared as a kid watching that.
Oh, no. Look how far you've come now.
Oh no, I'm still terrified. I can't believe you got out of that one.
It's a real heart stopper, that one. So yeah, Spider-Man escapes barely with his life. And he licks his wounds, figuratively and literally.
Yeah, and on the scene, Harry asks his father if he's okay, and he's kind of like, yeah, leave me alone. And he just leaves. And back at Oscorp, he arrives again, and it's revealed that the Hobgoblin was working for Norman this entire time.
Oh, Hobbs on the job for H.O.B.
You've been waiting this whole fucking episode to say that.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. There's more coming.
Oh, God. Yeah, it turns out Osborn, tried to get him to kill Kingpin for him.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit unclear about the relationship between him and Kingpin, because there was that one episode where it was like, you have to capture Spider-Man for me with the Spider Slayers, or I will own your company. And then they fail to catch him, and then they just don't mention it again. Yeah. So I don't really know. And they make a reference this episode to there being a secret alliance between them. But then that's all they really say, so I'm kind of unclear what... He clearly doesn't like Kingpin either way.
I think no one likes Kingpin. He's very, just lonely all the time.
Yeah, and he's got no Vanessa in this, at least not yet.
I mean, I hope he has it for Vanessa, just for, the great hand lines that'll come up. Yeah, maybe that's why he looks so fat. He's been eating in, a way of sadness.
That's muscle, man, that's muscle.
But that stuff on his chin is not muscle. That's muscle. That's all,
100% muscle.
No one has that much muscle in their chin.
Muscle.
It's like a double chin made of muscle.
Yeah.
Good God,
I mean, that's that neck workout he does.
To be fair, the animation in this episode is off the charts, and his head is moving continually.
Yeah.
Little hummingbirds.
Yeah, he's that's the whole thing with Kingpin. It's ridiculous. I read a comic the other day where he gets hit by a car going at full speed, and he's fine because he's like, oh, thank God I had that much muscle. He's so fucking hench.
That can't, he's got 0% body fat.
Maybe if you get past a certain percent of body fat, it goes back around. If you hit 100% body fat, then you go Super Saiyan.
So really, we should start trying to lose weight and just try and gain weight.
Yeah, and then you loop back around.
You just become it just kind of cars into muscle, and you become this bodybuilder.
Muscle is a flat circle.
How always documentaries about these 600-pound people who are on the verge of death, and really all they need to do is just eat more.
Yeah.
They need to be faster.
Yeah, back at Oscorp, Hobgoblin is just blaming the whole thing on Spider-Man, saying, I didn't know he was going to turn up, that changes the whole deal. And says he wants more money despite failing.
Yeah.
And Osborn, of course, just refuses and then just says, fuck off, give me your shit back, I gave you all this tech, so yeah, just give it all back. And this is where it gets a bit weird, because he then says he knows his secret identity, and he has it all set up so that if anything happens to him, then the secret identity will be revealed to the world. So he can't do anything to him. Then he just says, you owe me, I'm going to take this glider as payment, and then flies off. But I just think at any point he can reveal your secret identity. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a lie. He can just say, give it back, or I will reveal it now.
And he just doesn't take that opportunity. It just doesn't occur to him or something. It's confusing as hell.
Back at Aunt May's house, she and Peter are watching the news and seeing him save Kingpin's life. And now that she knows that he's moving out, she's like, okay, can you be more careful now? Can you stop saving people from hobgoblins if you're going to be living in the big city?
Yeah. And he's regular goblins, Peter.
Doesn't trust Harry to have his back. She's like, in a fight with a hobgoblin, I'd be there for you, but...
That little prick won't.
Yeah, exactly. And...
Straight pimpin'.
Yeah, he's proper just stay if you want. But she's saying, no, it's good. Anna Watson can move in.
Yeah.
Because Mary Jane is moving out at the same time. Yeah. So they can just move in together, which is something that happens in the comics as well. Yeah. As a way of just giving Peter a reason not to just be on the phone with Aunt May every single day because he's terrified of what would happen to her.
Yeah.
She says she's happy for him, but then she goes to the kitchen, sheds a single tear.
Yeah, Hobbs on the job and Aunt May's having a sob.
Was that the plan? Was that the planned thing?
There's more coming as well.
Oh no, is he going to get a longer sentence? Yeah. Each time? Oh shit. The next day, Peter arrives at his apartment with his bags, and there's a party already happening. Flash opens the door to him and is really pissed off that he's there, but Harry arrives and calms him down.
He's like, yeah, be cool. He's responsible, unlike you. And Flash is like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then Peter goes inside and Mary Jane's there as well, who just immediately starts talking shit about the design of the place.
Yeah.
As if they've lived there for more than,
10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And he goes to his room, and of course the first thing he notices is giant windows, great for web slinging.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know, I feel like the skylight, because he has an apartment in the comics where he has a skylight, so it's like, oh, okay, he can get out that way.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like if you're just going straight out the window, then the first time you do that, someone's going to go, wait, was that Spider-Man just leaving that window? And then the second day, was that Spider-Man leaving that window again?
Yeah.
Who lives in that apartment?
Yeah.
Now I know who Spider-Man is.
You have your chance. It's either this guy or the other guy. Fuck. Well, technically he's on the residency bill, really, is he? Like, he's they don't know who lives there if he's not there.
Oh yeah, they'll just think they'll think it was Harry Osborn, and then they'd see Harry Osborn and be like, no, it can't be. Must have made a mistake.
That square-headed fuck.
It's not really a square head.
It's a round head. I don't know why I said that, but
It's a pointy head.
It's a pointy head.
It's
edge-headed fuck.
It's like a raindrop, an upside down raindrop.
Yeah. Like a very, very sad acorn.
Yeah, or a malnourished Dorito.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Meanwhile, Hobgoblin is breaking into Fisk's office, the office of a respectable businessman, but he's thinking there must be something else going on here. He finds a hidden elevator behind a portrait.
Yeah.
And then he opens this elevator door, and then a giant claw emerges
and grabs him
around the waist, pulls him inside. The elevator goes up or down or whatever.
Yeah.
Where they turn up to Crime Central.
Yeah.
In Kingpin's big ass lair, and he's surrounded by men with guns. But then the claw just releases him again.
What's the point of the claw?
Yeah, because he was trying to go into the elevator.
Yeah.
So it wasn't oh, now
I'm stuck here.
Yeah, or that he's now captive in the Kingpin's leg, because it lets go of him immediately and lets him just fly around.
Yeah. I think what it is going back to Kingpin's muscle, it's like a squeezing apparatus. So Kingpin gets kind of fat, and he's like, no, it must compress this into muscle.
Oh, right.
It goes in his elevator.
Oh, so the claw just thinks that it's Kingpin.
Yeah. Welcome back, sir. And gives him a muscle hug.
A muscle hug. Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. That's what he says. So buffers this particular elevator that he goes into. Yeah, so he goes down to the evil lair basement thing.
Kingpin has them he threatens to kill him, but Hobgoblin just kind of laughs and flies around and is starts speaking of this place as being Shangri-La, or being this mythical place that people speak of, where all crime on the planet is organized from.
I mean, sure.
It's hard to say whether he's just going over the top, being Hobgoblin, or if he's just specifically describing the fact that Kingpin is not just the Kingpin of crime in New York City, but every single crime in the world is somehow related to him.
If someone throws away chewing gum in the streets, Kingpin was behind it somehow.
I guess that would explain why he's got so much time to just fucking try and kill one guy, because he's just all crime, that's so much money, and he's just sat on the top of it, and then he just sees a spider guy and he's oh, I want to kill him.
If he killed him, he'd have nothing left. He just kind of just him and all this money and all this muscle, and you can't do anything with it. What's he gonna do? Yeah, go on a weight loss program. There's no point in that now.
No, not when it's all muscle.
Yeah, got a muscle loss program. Yeah, it's kind of an existential thing for Kingpin. Actually, he kind of has to fail, otherwise life loses all meaning.
Yeah, that's kind of more a Thanos thing in the comics.
Yeah,
because he basically always he wins so many times, but it's never really.
It never fills a hole in his heart.
He eventually loses, but it's always because subconsciously he wants to lose, and that's a big thing with him, where he's just he doesn't actually want to achieve his goals.
Got a fear of failure, fear of success.
Yeah.
He needs to go to therapy, just Thanos. He would have, but he wiped out half therapists now, and they're much more in demand because everyone else is dead.
Yeah.
Imagine how the snap wants to destroy the healthcare economy. There's so many people with mental trauma. Half is a psychotherapist to kind of help these people through the trauma.
Or just people working in hospitals.
Would also be half of them.
Yeah, people in surgery. Your surgeon's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Ah, shit.
My heart's out.
Yeah. Let me just put this back into my chest and someone get me a staple.
Yeah, imagine your husband dies because he was having open heart surgery and his doctor got blinked out of existence. and you're like living with that horrible knowledge, and then Tony Stark is like, yeah, I'm not gonna reset that.
No.
I wanna do it like 5 years later.
Let's bring the surgeon back, but not like your husband.
Yeah. Let's bring the surgeon through the portal to say, I'm so sorry for your loss. But it was all worth it because Tony Stark's daughter's still alive.
Yeah.
It was very selfless if you think about it.
It was actually, it'd be really funny if it was something like, it wasn't even open heart surgery, it was like, he had to get like his tonsils removed or something, and he just died pointlessly. He
Yeah.
got snapped at the wrong point. Your husband needed like a tummy tuck, and now he's dead. Anyway, I feel I've got enough target. Slightly.
Yeah, going back to Hobgoblin. By the way,
Yeah?
because I thought you would have known this,
Yeah?
but you might not know.
I don't know.
Who do you think? Do you know who voices Hobgoblin?
I do not know. I feel like I'm gonna know as soon as you tell me, but...
It's Mark Hamill.
No way!
Yeah, I thought you were like, because I remember I found this out way after I found it out like a year ago or something. And when you actually listen to him after, you're like, that is 100% Mark Hamill, because he's doing like a toned down version of the Joker.
Yeah.
So because he Mark Hamill voices Joker in Batman the animated series, which started like a few years before this series did, and then of course he later voices him in the games as well.
Yeah. Some say he's a definitive Joker.
But it's true, isn't it? There really is one nerve center that controls most of the crime on this planet. And this is it! Call off your men, Fisk!
What threw me off was that the first shot they get the Hobgoblin, you see the back of his head, and it's a very ethnic looking head.
An ethnic looking head.
Yeah.
It's such a weird. You mean he looked like a black guy?
He looked like, yeah, like mixed race at least, or something like that. Like, I don't know, like Damon-Wayans kind of colour.
Yeah, I mean, he I can't remember how it goes in this show.
He didn't look like a white dude, so I thought maybe like, I don't know, like Vin Diesel or something like that.
Wait, what?
It looks a bit there, like, it could be Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's like biracial.
But he doesn't like look black.
True. Maybe Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Do you think Damon-Wayans and Vin Diesel look the same?
Like, they're both bald, right?
Oh, I guess you actually are colorblind.
Yeah.
You're the only person who says that and actually is telling the truth.
Yeah. Genuinely colorblind. I don't see color.
Yeah, you failed the Vin Diesel Damon-Wayans test.
Yeah. Like, after this episode is done recording, Chris Rock is going to come over and take my black card.
Yeah.
So I'm really, like, negotiate with Oprah.
He'll give it to me.
Yeah. A changing of the guard.
That as the ultimate insult to you.
Yeah. Just like, fuck you, Henry. Now he's black and you're not. Anyway, apart from my exile from the black community, what's next?
Before he's killed, Hobgoblin says, I can tell you who hired me if you let me live.
Yeah.
And when he's asked why he wants to like share this knowledge with him and double cross his employer, he's just like, oh, I want to be the Kingpin one day.
Yeah.
To which Kingpin proper belly laughs and he fucking loves it. I think he's like, it's on the one hand he's like, I guess laughing because he's like, that's ridiculous, you never will be.
This motherfucker's crazy, yeah.
But he's also like, fucking loves him. Meanwhile, Smythe is like scowling through the entire scene because he fucking hates him.
Smythe is jealous.
Yeah, but like, I don't know what's going on with Smythe because he made this alliance to kill Spider-Man back in the day, and he's like, oh, if you help me kill Spider-Man then you get your own ladder. And then now he's just kind of hanging out there, and then they spent the last few episodes fucking around trying to get an alien element space rock that had nothing to do with Spider-Man, and then now he's just there vying for Kingpin's affection.
He's like falling in love with Kingpin.
Yeah, it's really weird. He's
Yeah.
like in movies where like there's someone's like adopted or something, and then there's the biological son who's like really snotty and like, fuck you, new kid.
It's like that. It's really weird.
Anyway, Hobgoblin reveals that it was Osborn who ordered the attack, and Fisk angrily smashes a phone.
Yeah. That was the Rhino phone, so Rhino is probably out of a job now.
Yeah, unfortunately. Then he orders Smythe to like make new weapons and stuff for Hobgoblin, which really pisses Smythe off.
Yeah.
And Smythe in his dismay is just like, why do you wear this? Why do you dress like a weird Hobgoblin guy? Why are you dressed like this? To which Hobgoblin says that throughout the ages, Hobgoblins have been a symbol of fear, and he's using it to scare his enemies so that the last thing they see is a Hobgoblin.
It's not that ridiculous, because if you think about it, that's what Batman does.
Yeah, but I guess a Hobgoblin is scarier than a bat.
It's very specific phobia.
Yeah. But
like, it's more effective than Batman.
I think hobgoblins are meant to be more like mischievous pranksters than like actually like terrifying things. So they're like asshole elves, asshole gnomes.
Yeah. Well, gnomes are probably bigger. No, smaller. Sorry. Like a very
I
large.
think hobgoblins aren't that big. I think they're small things.
Are they small things?
Wait, I'm gonna look up.
How big are hobgoblins? Is he like size accurate as a goblin?
I don't even know what you're saying. This is a mess of words.
Yeah.
I'm getting like Warhammer shit up. They kind of look like gnomes. Look at this guy.
Oh look, yeah, he's devious. Look at that. I want to give that guy a glider.
Look at this one.
What's he doing for that sock?
Great for a podcast. This guy just looks like a bat.
Well, that might be like the inspiration for Batman.
Oh, it says common hob.
That's a common hob.
Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of a hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Just like a little naked dude with silver hair. Anyway. One thing I'll say at this point is that I think Hobgoblin's kind of great.
He's kind of a crazy motherfucker.
He's a very specific level of crazy.
Yeah.
Where he's not full out like insane doing random shit. He's like a criminal, but
he's having fun with it.
He's having fun with it, and he's just doing stupid, goofy shit. But it's like he's not actually insane. It's just he's
kind of like crazy like a fuck. He's like a chaotic, neutral kind of character.
Yeah, it's just you can tell he's got a plan for everything. He's got a very rational plan that he's doing in an irrational way. And
the craziest way he can possibly do his plan, but he has a plan.
And you can see how he's maybe the whole thing of striking fear into the hearts of his enemies or whatever. It's like him acting like a crazy person is kind of a part of that.
Yeah.
So you can see how he would take the mask off and then just be like completely normal.
Yeah.
As a person.
Just like walks to like the grocery store and orders wheat bread.
Yeah, that's very normal.
Yeah, he's like, "Can I have some wheat bread, sir?" And they puts on the mask and he like is crazy from all the wheat that he's been eating.
Thriller, that's it.
He loves his wheat.
Meanwhile, Peter
Do you know what his favourite kind of biscuits are?
It's
hobnobs.
Oh, I thought you were gonna dip and dive and dodge out of that punchline and go, "Oh, it was chocolate digestives."
I didn't think about it in time, and I wanted to make more like hob jokes. Anyway.
Do you know what his favourite ale is?
Hooch.
A hobgoblin. Do you want to know what his do you know what his favourite place to cook food on is?
A stove.
Yeah. Do you know what his favourite Fast and Furious upcoming spin-off movie is? Hobbs and Shaw.
Do you know what your favourite comic is?
What?
Calvin Hobbes. No, we've flogged this horse long enough. It's dead.
It went on too long immediately.
Yeah, that horse, we flogged it once and it just died, and we've been flogging it ever since.
Yeah. It was a zombie horse before we started flogging it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Peter wakes up to find his apartment is being completely trashed immediately after that party.
Oh no. Hobbs on the job. Aunt May's doing a slob, and Peter's a slob.
Oh shit! Triple threat.
Triple threat. I guess last. I can't think of any more. I think that's the last one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and he gets a call from Aunt May, who's like, "I'm right outside. I'm coming in right now." And he tries to clear everything up, but she's already at the door, and so he just kind of gives up and just like chucks all his shit on the floor. She comes in, freaked out by how fucked up it is already.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fair.
Yeah. It's been there like a day.
But before he has to actually answer for what's happened, Hobgoblin comes in.
And the funny thing is, like, his spider sense goes off and Aunt May gets it.
Oh shit, yeah,
and he's like, "She doesn't need to set my spider sense off."
I like that's his first, because in every other situation he's like, "Oh, my spider sense is going off. What's going on around me? Something bad's gonna happen." But then he's just like, "That's weird."
Yeah, usually Aunt May doesn't try to fight me.
And it's not that his sense is going off because she's about to come in and see the mess or whatever. It's just he's looking right at her and she's not moving.
She's not doing anything.
Does he think that she's seen the mess and she's just gonna slap him around the face?
Yeah,
he's gonna have to fight Aunt May.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight. She keeps her pimp hand strong, does Aunt May? She's straight pimping. Anyway, so his spider sense goes off, and surprisingly, it's not Aunt May who sets it off.
Yeah, the Hobgoblin like chucks a couple of gas bombs in, grabs Harry, and he sees Peter and goes, two birds with one stone, and flies off. And May goes completely unconscious, so Peter goes to call 911. Interesting fact, this is where I learned the phrase two birds with one stone.
Really?
I don't know why I remember this, but I remember being a kid and not knowing what he meant, and then asking a responsible adult.
As you should always do, when you hear things you don't know what they mean.
Yeah, when a hobgoblin tells you something,
Yeah.
ask a parent whether it's correct first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't follow the
Side note.
hobgoblin into like any kind of weird place you don't know before. Hobgoblin danger. It's a real thing, and we should all be very aware of it.
That's funny. That may never set off my spider sense before.
Back in the hospital, Peter is talking to the doctor, who tells him that May had a seizure from the shop, and she just needs time to recover.
Yeah.
And then he immediately goes down the guilt rabbit hole and just like starts freaking out about like, oh, my Uncle Ben's dead, now my Aunt May's dead, and it's all my fault.
Which is funny because like he doesn't actually do anything wrong.
No, I guess he shouldn't have saved Fisk.
He should have let that guy die.
But then he would have guilt tripped himself for the rest of his life over that.
Yeah.
Even though that would have been better for the world.
Yeah, like instantly the world would be better. He doesn't know that, but like, yeah.
All crime on Earth will stop
when this one guy dies.
Yeah, it's like Ares in Wonder Woman. It's like he's got the power to make people do
not
crime.
want to do war anymore.
Yeah, he's literally got the superpower of crime.
Yeah.
Crime wave.
He's
his
a god of crime.
Yeah, he just waves his hand. It's like crime wave attack.
Which is a great power. Anyway, he's in the hospital.
Yeah, so he feels bad about it.
Peter Parker feels bad. What a shock.
Meanwhile, Hobgoblin's heading back to Crime Central with Harry in tow, who's just carrying on his back with his eyes covered.
Yeah.
And they go back to the secret lair, which just so happens to be the Chrysler building with a giant drawbridge in the front of it that no one notices.
I feel like someone would have had to have noticed that at some point. Like...
Yeah, and even if they were like, oh, okay, that's weird that he has a massive drawbridge at the top of this skyscraper, they're like, isn't that the guy who, like, was throwing bombs around, like, the other day?
He tried to kill him, like, a day ago.
And he's carrying, like in a later scene as well, they say that there's no leads in this case, and the police are just failing to see the Hobgoblin flying around carrying a screaming red-headed child back to base.
Maybe that's a common thing in this like version in New York. It's just like little red-headed children get like kidnapped and like taken away. They're like a real changeling problem in New York, maybe.
Yeah, I mean they're just not trying. When the police aren't really doing anything.
Yeah, there's not really been like a much police influence at all. Anyway, so the Hobgoblin flies into the Chrysler building.
Yeah,
well, into it, not like into it.
And then he throws Harry into this glass cage thing and tells him that obviously he says, why are you kidnapping? And he's like, your dad's loaded, obviously. We're doing this for the money.
Yeah.
Smythe again says like, oh, we can't trust this guy. But Kingpin's like, no, he reminds me of myself at a young age.
Which is why you definitely shouldn't trust him.
Yeah, also... what the fuck was Kingpin like when he was younger?
Yeah.
Like, was he cackling and running around and like on a goblin glider? Like, how is this possibly relatable?
I don't know. Like,
is it just because he's like, oh, I remember when I said I want to be the Kingpin of Crime? Is that the only similarity they have? Is that they both want to be Kingpin?
I guess. Yeah.
But then he's like, okay, well, I want to like train this guy as my protege.
To be the next Kingpin.
He just turns... It's weird because Smythe hates him so much for no reason, but then Kingpin loves him so much for some reason.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
There's a weird kind of like love and hate relationship going on, which doesn't make any sense.
But then he quickly switches that around because then Hobgoblin wants his money, and he's like, well, I'm not paying you yet. You're just going to get paid when I decide to get paid.
Like the ultimate freelancer, like... What?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like
clients don't like...
He's like, oh, we don't pay until the end of the month.
Yeah.
And then Hobgoblin comes back and he's like, oh no, we meant the end of next month. Sorry, we didn't process your thing. It takes a month to go through, and then it's the end of that month. And then another month goes by, and he's like, oh, sorry, we sent your check to Rhino. We just assumed it was Rhino. That you guys look really similar. Yeah,
they got very similar aesthetics, and really, that's why you just send invoices to all the people you kind of hire on contracts.
Yeah, if there's one thing to learn from this episode, it's that.
Yeah, really bad like freelancing practices. Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin's really hard to say.
Hobgoblin. It's the hobgob thing.
Yeah, it's not the Lin.
No, Lin's an easy spot.
You see, you're not meant to have a B and a G next to each other.
I guess no, you know.
Unless there's an F in between it. Then that's fine.
Or an I.
What, like Tom Hanks?
Like Notorious B.I.G.
Oh, right, yeah.
Also Tom Hanks. Not Tom Hanks, literally like the movie Big by Tom Hanks.
The novel Big,
Written by Tom Hanks.
starring the Notorious B.I.G. as Hobgoblin.
I am pleased, Hobgoblin. Very pleased.
Kingpin then rings Norman and tells him that Hobgoblin works for him now. He knows he betrayed him, and he has to now trade all his inventions for the life of his son, which is a good setup in a way, because they've already addressed the fact that Harry's saying about how his dad only cares about his money,
His inventions and stuff like that.
yeah, and he shows very little actual care towards him as a parent.
Yeah.
So putting him in this situation is
Interesting.
yeah.
Like, Hobbs on the job, Aunt May's doing a sob, Peter is a slob, and Nolan Northman is a bit of a knob. I had one more.
Yeah, you can. I want you to do another one now as well. At the hospital, Mary Jane visits May and sees Peter, says there's no leads in the crime, and Peter starts thinking that he just assumed that it was revenge on him for saving Fisk.
Yeah.
But then he thinks about it and it's like, Harry got kidnapped. Maybe that may be related to why he said 2 birds with one stone. So it took him a little while, but he's like, I think he might have stolen Harry.
Yeah. Like Peter hasn't seen Harry since then. It just occurred to him maybe he got kidnapped. He's not too smart at the uptake with the old idioms thing. Like, he's a science major, not an English lit major.
Hobgoblin returns to Oscorp, where Osborn immediately starts threatening him with a gun. But
As
then
you would.
yeah, but then Hobgoblin then double crosses and says, "Oh no, we should work together." So he starts formulating a plan. Like, "Oh no, I'm doing all this to fuck over Kingpin now."
Yeah.
But there's a little drone, one of Alistair's spider drones from way back at the start of the show.
Yeah, Alison didn't believe the Hobgoblin for a second.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Peter goes to visit Norman, following all this, thinking, "Okay, I need to warn him." I don't know why he's going there. I know that your son got kidnapped. I don't know what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
But he goes there as Peter Parker, and he's just yelling at the guy at the front of these gigantic gates. He's yelling at the security guard, going, "I'm the roommate of the son of the guy who owns this place." And the guy's like, "I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, get the fuck out of it.
You've got to let me see Mr. Osborn. I'm his son's roommate.
Meanwhile, inside, Hobgoblin's asking for more weapons that Osborn eventually relents, "Oh, okay, I've got all this cool shit."
Yeah.
And reveals an even bigger and better glider that his little glider slots into.
Yeah.
Which has missiles and smart bombs and all this pimped out shit.
Yeah. Pimp my glider kind of thing.
Peter then decides to just fuck it and just climbs up the wall.
He jumps the wall, very much.
Yeah, but then I guess our security guard just wasn't watching.
He's just really
after
bad
he
at
just
his
shouts "Hey, I'm over here," and then just runs over the wall in
Yeah.
his civilian clothes.
Yeah. Just runs into this complex. This is what they're trained to stop.
And he runs in and eventually gets inside and he hears Hobgoblin's voice and then goes, "Oh, okay, I know that guy." So he changes into his costume and smashes through the door to stop him.
Yeah.
At which point Hobgoblin's like, "Well, this is a pretty perfect opportunity to
Test out this.
test out this shit and just fight Spider-Man." And oh yeah, another thing to mention is that this new glider also is remote controlled.
Oh yeah.
So during a fight, there's lots of moments where he can kind of split off and use one glider while the other one flies around and attacks him remotely.
Yeah.
And this whole sequence I thought was really good.
It's really great, yeah.
The action's really good, and you can, I don't know, the geography of it's really well defined, the choreography, and he does seem like a major threat, and Spider-Man's actually getting his ass kind of handed to him.
A little bit. He's getting nowhere near him again, and obviously this new glider is faster, it's better, it's harder, it's stronger, and yeah, it's pretty formidable. And he hasn't really updated his tactics from web up to the glider and followed it around. Have any kind of strategy at all going into this.
Yeah, and eventually one of the gliders is just flies straight into him. He's kind of holding onto the front when Hobgoblin reattaches himself to it.
Yeah.
and he's proper on his last legs now. He jumps off in through a window of this building.
Yeah.
And as immediately those like smart rocket things follow him in like a second later and blow up.
Yeah.
And obviously we don't see what's inside, but the Hobgoblin laughs, and it's the end of the episode.
Yeah. To be continued. Is
Yeah.
Spider-Man dead?
You know, with this show, there's definitely some scenes which stand out more than others, and this episode has been very clear in my memory, you know? So I remember stuff like the idea of him going in and the bombs going off and having to wait a week to find out what happened, and that being a really like, oh my god, how did he possibly get out of this one?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's also like very old school comics kind of thing going on, where it's like, tune in next issue for the episode of Spider-Man. I don't know why they didn't voice that. I don't know why they didn't
That's
voice.
weird.
Wait,
You sounded like Gilbert Gottfried. A really weird choice.
He was going for a Stan Lee thing. I just went Gilbert Gottfried instead.
Yeah.
I want to try and do a Gilbert Gottfried voice, but I know that I can't do it now because I'm thinking about it.
Speaking of voice acting, weird note I picked up is that one of the people who ran for this role, went for the role of Hobgoblin, but lost it to Mark Hamill, was Frank Gorshin, who is probably best known for playing the Riddler in the 1960s Batman TV show,
shit.
the Adam West Batman show, and he has like the best laugh, you know.
Really, I've not heard his laugh.
Oh, if you not wait, I'll get a clip up. I think it's the best. Like, it's better than the Joker laugh in that.
It sounds like it should be a Joker laugh if anything else.
Why, that's not Batman. That's the Riddler.
Surprise! Surprise!
He's got an amazing laugh.
He does an incredible laugh. Not very good jokes, but a good laugh.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been a good choice. But I guess at this point they were already like 4 seasons deep into Batman, and Mark Hamill was doing amazing as Joker, so they're like, yeah, come over. And I kind of like how Hamill, he did a similar voice to Joker, but he definitely tones it down. It's not as shrill, it's not as intense.
It's not nowhere near as manic. Like, I didn't even realise it was Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I think next time you hear it, you'll pick it out more, and you'll be like, this does sound like the Joker voice a little bit, but it's a good version of it.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of this episode in general?
I had a lot of fun with it. I was going into this, I was like, who the fuck is Hobgoblin? Because while you've seen it a couple of times, you have like memories from it of like, I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? Who is the Green Goblin? But not the Green Goblin, he's orange. But yeah, like he's an entertaining enough character, and like a lot of the characters in the Spider-Man universe are either like batshit crazy, dumb as rocks, or just really, really just pieces of shit. But it's like a really weird, like kind of like a Joker really of the Spider-Man universe, in the sense that like he has this whole thing going for himself, but like he's just fucking with everybody in a very nefarious way, and you don't really know what he's gonna do next.
He's a very specific kind of crazy, which I think this show has done quite well so far in terms of like, I remember talking about Alistair Smythe back in episode 3, Return of the Spider Slayers or whatever. He is a specific type of crazy where he was a guy pushed over the edge or whatever, whereas like Hobgoblin is kind of, like we said, his methods are crazy and his attitude is crazy, but he seems kind of like sane, and also like I don't know, just like out there for himself and trying to use people against each other. Yeah.
Like he's a puppet master, I guess. He's the method to his madness.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing with him coming before Green Goblin is still crazy.
Baffling.
Because the point of Hobgoblin as a creation was to have a Green Goblin after the Green Goblin, because that storyline is done and we need a new one.
Yeah.
And they found a really good way to do it in the comics, but, you know, there's actually a weird reason behind this that I found online, but the producer and writer on the show, John Semper Jr., who we've talked about before a little bit briefly, but he seems to have been quite candid, and I couldn't find a source for this quote, but apparently what happened with this is that there was another story editor that kind of came into the show at some point when John Semper wasn't on the show, and they had the order of having Hobgoblin before Green Goblin. Not sure why. John Semper came back and was like, no, this needs to change. Switched them around. But then fucking Avi Arad.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, who's, you know, involved in like the toy business, the Sony shit, all that stuff.
All the stuff we love about Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, and also a lot of the fucking awful decisions made about Spider-Man with Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
So everything you love about the Spider-Man series is Avi Arad's fault.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people with that opinion out there, but apparently he came in, he says, you can't switch up the order again, because we've already started making Hobgoblin toys. Like, we have this deal with Toy Biz, and we're making this stuff, and he's got to be in this season.
Why would kids want Hobgoblin toys?
See, okay, this comes in there, but here's the quote from John Semper. I had to do the Hobgoblin first, or else Avi would have lost millions of dollars on useless Hobgoblin toys that no kid wanted. Even with our 2-part episode, nobody really liked the character that much. Then he later added, I am proud of how I made the Hobgoblin and his goblin technology naturally segue into the origin of the Green Goblin, which of course will be way later. Yeah. Segue into the origin of the Green Goblin by having Norman Osborn be the one who made the technology in the first place. That made it all seem rather neutral and less idiotic.
Because it's kind of insane.
I fucking loved this guy. He's so candid. It's great. But you think that it's such a natural evolution of the character is that Hobgoblin would come second. So the idea of just finding someone has made that change and you can't go back on it must be really frustrating.
Yeah. It'd be like if, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of, I can't think of a good analogy for it, but it's...
Carnage before Venom.
Yeah. Or like, you have like Venom and then you have like him turning back into Eddie Brock for no reason. And it's him like getting pissed off. That's
no, it would be like having anti-Venom.
Yeah.
And then, or like Flash Thompson as Venom.
Yeah.
Which happens in the comics at some point.
Yeah.
And then later on, Eddie Brock gets the symbiote or something. It's just like a weird way to do it.
Yeah.
But I think I think that the fact that they make it Norman Osborn's technology kind of makes it work. And then it
sounds plausible, yeah.
And then that's why it kind of makes sense as like I always just thought it was a choice, you know, like we're doing a different version of this character. This is the way we want to adapt it.
Yeah.
Rather than just a stupid toy thing.
Yeah.
So I think they did kind of salvage it that way.
It made the best of a bad situation, for sure.
And we'll see how it goes, but the way that all this is tied in with Osborn, not just the technology, but Harry being taken away, the involvement with Kingpin and everything, can presumably lead down to Norman Osborn going fucking crazy later on.
Gets pushed over the edge like most Spider-Man villains.
Yeah. Another source said that one of the salvaging things was that, okay, we got these Hobgoblin toys, and Sam was like, okay, well, then we'll make Hobgoblin will be Norman Osborn. Wow. And apparently Stan Lee intervened and said, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, this is just from the wiki on it, and I couldn't find a source on it, so it might be bullshit, but...
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. I also wouldn't think of Stan Lee as someone who's that active in coming in, but I guess he is listed as a producer on all this stuff.
Yeah. It is his character, I guess. It is, like, de facto character.
And he did write... All that Norman Osborn arc was all part of what he never wrote Hobgoblin, but he had written like the Green Goblin stuff, and that slow build to revealing that the Green Goblin was Norman Osborn.
That was all him.
And this is, I guess, the first Spider-Man cartoon in which there was an ongoing developing story, as opposed to just like random episodes of Villain of the Week or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So he probably would have been extra protective of them keeping it straight on.
It's like if J.K. Rowling, like after the books were written, like had like someone else kind of say that, like, oh yeah, one of these characters you like is gay, but like if it wasn't already J.K. Rowling doing that.
Yeah, she's the Stanley and the John Semper and the Avi Arad and the
Somehow,
Toy Biz
all the same time.
Yeah.
So no, I can see why he's very protective of his character.
Have you got any other like closing thoughts on this episode, especially knowing that?
The animation, like, this is to take a different track completely.
Yeah.
The animation in this was vigorous. As characters were just standing and doing nothing, it was like they were on MDMA, because they're constantly in motion in a really, like, weird way. I don't know why that is, like, but it was just very, like, obvious in this episode.
Yeah, it was a bit crazy.
It was really crazy.
Yeah. It's almost like I feel like there was a feeling there of, for scenes when it was just someone speaking or reacting to something, and it wasn't a cartoonish moment with the Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
They felt like they needed to spruce it up and just like make people's facial expressions go a bit crazy and then move their heads around a lot.
Yeah.
It seems a bit unnecessary, but I guess maybe they needed variety because they had a lot of surprising amount of talking scenes in this, despite the fact it started with action.
Yeah. There's like an action scene at the beginning and an action scene at the end, pretty much. But
Yeah.
the rest of it is just Aunt May like getting like gassed.
It kind of reminded me a bit of some of the early episodes where there was a lot of world building.
Yeah.
It's still strange to me that they did the whole move-in thing towards the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Because it feels like now they're just like setting up. They've already introduced these characters, but they're just like setting up a change
Yeah.
and trying to do the status quo with that.
I feel like that kind of points like more in season 2 of like the Green Goblin and all that kind of stuff. We'll see, but like I feel that's what it's kind of being set up for.
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah, that's probably like one thing I probably noticed a lot of this episode is the animation. I think we were saying this actually earlier. Like this kind of feels like a return to like the status quo, having had 3 episodes of the alien costume.
Yeah, which was definitely a detour.
Yeah, like tonally for sure. Spider-Man's making jokes again. He doesn't seem as like bogged down by everything. The life is happening again.
With the order of this is all crazy because you had Doc Ock early, which felt right,
Yeah.
and it's fine having the Spider Slayers early and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then going Venom so early, and then going from Venom into Hobgoblin, and both of them are coming before Green Goblin, seems crazy because Goblin was always there so early in the comics. But I was saying that, I guess part of this might be because in '95 when this episode came out, you got Venom being huge. Like he comes out in the late '80s,
Yeah.
and then by this point he's got his own solo series, and everyone fucking loves Venom.
Oh yeah.
So that maybe there'll be a greater push for having him in the show. So that makes sense. And then Hobgoblin, I guess, maybe because there was less Green Goblin in the comics at this point, and there was a lot of Hobgoblin in the '80s and stuff. So maybe they were
Catching in that respect.
Yeah, maybe they're like, people from the comics will know Hobgoblin really well now because people, I don't know how available the classic issues were at that point, you know?
Yeah, I guess in the mid-90s especially, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how it all worked out, but some strange decisions in the chronology. But anyway, the actual episode itself, I was kind of okay on.
It was like...
It had its moments, and I really like Hobgoblin. It's a great voice performance and everything.
Yeah.
But maybe it's after the alien costume saga, which felt like really new and interesting.
To go back to what it was before.
To go back to what it was before, but also to go back to not necessarily the best one. Like, I think, for me anyway, one of the lower quality episodes, which is still fine, but also it just feels a bit off. And and I'm almost willing it to get past this Hobgoblin arc, because I'm not sure if it's going to be that satisfying at this point.
No, like there's no payoff for it at this point. It's just like a guy who's shown up to like threaten characters we don't care about.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Anyway, do you wanna go into some of the comic origins?
Do I?
Do you?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Hobgoblin. This is a little bit ahead of me because I'm still going back through the classic issues, and I'm like 210 deep or something. And Hobgoblin turns up in issue 238 in 1983.
1983.
Yeah, so it's like 20 years into this comic, and Green Goblin has come and gone. In fact, they've kind of rinsed it dry at this point.
Really?
Basically, you have Norman Osborn as Green Goblin.
Spoilers, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. They have Green Goblin's around for a while. He's revealed to be Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn finds out Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Norman Osborn gets amnesia. Then he's fine for a while. Then he goes a bit nuts and his memory's triggered. He goes back into Goblin mode. He kidnaps Gwen Stacy. He kills Gwen Stacy. He tries to kill Spider-Man with the glider. Misses, hits himself, dies. Spider-Man leaves the scene. Harry Osborn finds his father's body, takes the costume off, so everyone just thinks Spider-Man murdered, or the Green Goblin murdered Norman Osborn in their fight.
Yeah.
Harry goes crazy.
As you would.
Harry becomes the Green Goblin.
Not as you would.
Yeah, he goes a bit nutty. There's just a lot of reasons for that, but he goes crazy. He becomes a Green Goblin. He knows Peter Parker's Spider-Man. He takes him on. He gets basically taken to like a mental institute afterwards, and no one believes him when he says Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He recovers from that, and he represses all the Goblin stuff, and he gets a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
called Bart Hamilton. Then there's this whole thing of Green Goblin comes back, because even though Harry Osborn's meant to be like sane now and he's back in the world and he seems fine with Peter and everything, he's going to this psychiatrist Bart Hamilton, everything's fine. But then the Green Goblin comes back and you just see lots of scenes of Green Goblin with a prisoner who's got a bag over his head and just saying like, you know, Bart Hamilton is he's gone from the world, he's going to be dead soon and all this stuff. The way they play this whole thing is to make it seem like Harry has relapsed and he's taken Bart Hamilton hostage, and there's loads of fights between Spider-Man and Green Goblin where it seems like where Spider-Man's talking to him as Harry.
Yeah.
And eventually, like, he's like, "What the fuck are you calling me, Harry?" And Peter, like, fights him and unmasks him and reveals it's Bart Hamilton.
Oh, shit.
It's the psychiatrist. And it turns out, basically, the psychiatrist did the whole sort of hypnotherapy on Harry, found out everything about the Green Goblin, decided he wanted that power for himself.
Wow.
And he found out where all the supplies were, became Green Goblin, tried to take over crime in New York.
Yeah.
Took Harry hostage so that he wouldn't tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
Harry ends up putting on his own goblin suit to take down
The other goblin.
Yeah, so the two goblins fight, and Bart Hamilton, I think he's killed. I can't remember who he blows up himself up.
As you do.
Yeah, something happens there, but then Harry's back to normal basically. So there's already been 3 goblins at this point.
Yeah.
They've had the father dies, the son does it and recovers. There's the twist of it being the other guy, and he's gone. They can't really do like a 4th Green Goblin.
Yeah, you've had like, the father, the son, and the holy psychiatrist at this point. It's done.
Yeah,
The holy trinity of goblins.
Yeah, basically now it's 1983. We haven't had a goblin for a couple of years.
Yeah.
We want a goblin.
Goblin.
Everyone loves that goblin.
We want a goblin.
Yeah.
People are rioting in the streets for lack of goblins.
Yeah, and they were like, how do we bring a goblin back that isn't a green goblin?
Yeah.
What other type of goblins are there?
Don't be a goblin snob.
So they brought the Hob back into Hobgoblin. They added the Hob into Goblin to make a Hobgoblin. And I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
That's correct.
Yeah, basically in this issue you got police chase these bank robbers.
Yeah.
They zoom out of an alley, almost hit Aunt May. Peter's walking with her, he's pissed off, so he changes into Spider-Man, chases after them. He gets super mad, like makes them crash his car, chases this one guy. The rubber like has a smoke bomb and just throws it down, and when the smoke fades he realizes this guy's jumped down a manhole into the sewers.
Okay.
He goes to follow him, but the guy's disappeared, so he calls it a day. Turns out this guy, when he was in the sewers, he stumbles upon a secret door.
As you do. And behind the door are turtles, right?
Yeah. And
Of course
that's the end of the issue.
Yeah.
No, but he... Turns out this secret door is because where their car crashed
Yeah.
was outside an Oscorp warehouse. This secret door leads to this old Green Goblin hideout, which is just still full of costumes and gliders and bombs and all this stuff.
All that good shit, yeah.
Yeah. Peter finds out that this chase ended at the warehouse.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, the guy that we've seen, he's called Georgie, by the way. This criminal.
Okay, he's called Georgie.
Yeah, I don't think he comes up again. Just a guy called Georgie. Just a guy called Georgie hanging out in the sewers.
Yeah.
And
Georgie in the sewers.
he returns to the hideout, and he's there with someone else now. And he's like, here's my tip. I found all this stuff. Look at all this shit. And this shadowy figure is not... Yeah, you never see him. But he's like, okay, well, this is all the Green Goblin stuff, and finds all these journals that have, like, instructions and descriptions of how... Basically finds out that Norman Osborn was the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Which isn't, like, public knowledge, at this point, anyway.
Everyone thinks the Green Goblin killed Norman Osborn.
Yeah, and then just disappeared.
Well, at that point they should probably put 2 and 2 together, really.
Yeah. They then swipe the whole place clean. They, like, take everything from there. Peter is with Robbie at the time, and they overhear on, like, police report that there's been a fire at an Osborn warehouse. They turn up and it's the same warehouse, and the whole place is torched. But when Peter goes inside, he finds that there was like a secret room that has nothing in it. But it was a room that wasn't on the layout, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't have been there. They say it was a deliberate fire. And he also like sees a rack and he's like, I've seen something like this before from another Green Goblin hideout where we had a fight in. Yeah. So I know that, right? That's an Osborn rack.
Yeah. They've got good racks at Osborn's.
Yeah, meanwhile, this van pulls up in the Bronx after dropping the equipment off.
Yeah.
Georgie and his shadowy figure. The shadowy figure gets out.
It? Because he's in the sewers. Georgie in the sewers. It? No?
Yeah, I was trying to lean in that earlier, but I couldn't think of a joke, and then you missed it.
I was thinking about it all the way through like this
Oh,
story.
okay,
I was
right.
kind of like, fuck, I'm missing an opportunity, and then I took my opportunity now. The joke died like 10 minutes ago, but it's great. I still made the joke.
People made it at home already.
Yeah. He floated too. Anyway.
Well, he does float in a second, because, anyway, the shadowy figure says, okay, now that we've, like, stored all this stuff away, take this van away and dispose of it, because, you know, we want no evidence left. Yeah. The guy's like, yeah, don't worry, man, I'll get rid of all this evidence, you won't see any of it left. And then the guy's like, ha, yeah, I definitely won't. Presses the detonator, blows up the van, kills Georgie.
Oh, no. Georgie's dead.
Just does it in the middle of the street.
As you do.
Then this guy heads back to his headquarters, starts talking about how, like, oh, he's found all these journals, and it's kind of interesting now, because then you get this guy's perspective on Osborn. I mean, you still don't know who he is, but he's basically, after looking at all of this goblin tech, he's like, sees Osborn as this genius who achieved a lot despite being completely insane. And he's like, well, this guy almost took over crime in New York, almost killed Spider-Man, all this stuff.
And he was fucking crazy.
Yeah, and he was crazy, and he was like, and that was the thing that held him back. This is this guy's point of view of like, well, I can use this stuff, but just without the madness, and then I'll be insanely powerful.
Well, like, that sounds just as crazy.
Yeah, but he goes through these weapons, and it's kind of interesting, because when he's like looking at these goofy weapons that you think of as just like silly, he's actually making them sound really powerful, because he's like, okay, well, this pumpkin bomb barely makes a sound when it blows up. But it gets so hot that it like melts through 3-inch thick steel.
Yeah.
But makes almost no sound when it blows up. Then he's like looking at the gloves, and it's like, okay, they're just gloves, but they've got microcircuitry in them, so they can channel these like power bursts that shoot like thousands of volts from the fingertips.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, which again you see in the action, and it's just him firing lasers from his fingers, and it doesn't look like as like a genius move, but it's actually crazy science.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he's like finds the glider, and he's like, this is incredibly quiet. Yeah, it's really fast and really maneuverable. You can like do all these sharp turns, and at the same time it's like really easy to fly. It's really easy to master it.
Yeah.
Then he says, this proves Osborn was insane. He could have made more money by marketing this than he could have ever made like
killing Spider-Man.
Yeah, or in crime.
Yeah.
But then he also remarks that the reason to keep it for yourself is the freedom of it only being yours, and you being the most powerful guy having this stuff.
Bit of like a Tony Stark thing.
Yeah. So he takes it all for himself, and he dyes the costume to make it different colours, and then he gets the goblin mask and then like molds it so that it looks like a different colour and is a different like face shape.
He's hobbing it up.
Yeah, he hobs up the goblin suit.
Yeah, hobs up the gob. What a job.
Yeah, and he also talks about how he can see how Norman's identity could have been warped by having a separate identity, because it's like based on a compulsion to escape the restraints of society. And he's like, I get that, but the trick is to control that compulsion rather than let that compulsion control you.
Yeah.
So he's basically like, I'm gonna do the exact same shit as Green Goblin, but I'm like gonna be rational, and I'm gonna like try and control myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
And basically this whole issue is just gonna lead up to him putting on that costume and be like, yo, I'm the Hobgoblin, this is what I look like. Then in issue 239, he continues raiding more and more places and stockpiling all these Osborn weapons. Gets like a mobile headquarters that was unused by Norman. Spider-Man learns about this and starts like heading to a few of the warehouses he's been to try and find them, but finds them like they've all been picked clean, apart from the last one he checks where Hobgoblin is just inside. So they start fighting. Hobgoblin like throws some bombs at him, throws some basically like batarangs at him.
Yeah.
At one point towards the end of the fight, he throws a gas bomb at him, But Spider-Man, he can't see anything, but he uses his spider sense to see where he is.
Yeah.
And then webs his glider and just pulls it so hard that he just smashes him into the floor.
Oh, shit.
But then Hobgoblin only gets away because he like uses his finger laser thing, his finger blaster, to like ignite like a gas line, which blows up, and Spider-Man like has to fuck around like cutting off the gas to stop it from blowing up the whole street.
Yeah.
During which time Hobgoblin gets away, but he's kind of getting away with his glider all fucked up, and it's like, fuck, Spider-Man actually fucked me up. I don't
really easily, yeah.
And then he starts thinking like, there must be some other secret to why Norman Osborn was so good at this, because me not being crazy wasn't enough to make this successful.
Maybe I have to be crazy.
That's the end of that issue. His identity continues to be like this ongoing thing throughout the issues, and for quite a lot of the next few years of comics. He later like frames someone else to be Hobgoblin, so there's a bit of a reversal there, and then after that there's like another Hobgoblin who is a different guy, and then
Sounds like the plot of Death Note.
yeah, and then that guy gets killed by the OG Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
The OG Hobnob. And then in the more recent comics which I've read, there's another Hobgoblin who then kills Hobgoblin, the OG Hobgoblin.
Notorious H.O.B.
Yeah, and then that's fucking great, yeah. The Notorious Hob. The new Hob kills the old Hob, and then it turns out that Hob was just the OG Hob's twin brother. He was taking his place, and then the OG Hob comes back and is like, yo Hob, new Hob,
Old Hob.
let's team up. And there's some more bullshit with that.
Let's do some Hob jobs.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Hobgoblin stuff. And I'm really sick of saying Hob and Gob.
So, yeah, it's an interesting comic book origin. And considering all that, like the context behind it, this is going to be wild. Who is the Hobgoblin at this point?
Just what the world needs. Another nut in a costume.
If I'm not mistaken, that's pretty much the end of the podcast, right?
Yeah. I mean, we got so much more to go. I think
Yeah.
if there's anything like the comics, then they're gonna drag out like the who is the Hobgoblin for like quite a while.
Like in the maybe not even the next episode, probably, because this is a two-parter, isn't it?
Yeah.
You might even not even mask him in the next one. You might just like have him escape.
Yeah, and I think they need to as well, because whoever this version of the Hobgoblin is,
Yeah.
they need to set them up so that it's like, oh my god, it was that guy.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. If they're just
Like, this is some dude.
yeah, then maybe that wouldn't be very exciting.
Yeah, there would no reason for a two-parter, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find out next week.
Well, we might do. We don't know that. We might not, though. Well, what? Yeah.
Well, no, I genuinely don't know, but
Well, yeah.
I don't think we will.
No. I think generally we will find out next time, if we find out. We'll find out if we will find out next time.
Oh right, yeah, we will find out if we find out next time.
Yeah. That wasn't confusing at all.
No.
No, of course not. Yeah, that might be the end of episode 11 of That 90s Spider-Man show.
It might be.
Might be. Possibly. We'll find out next week.
We'll find out next week if this was the end of this week's episode.
Yeah,
There's a piano in this house.
there's two.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well, that's a good time to end then.
yeah, it'll get played off to the piano. But yeah, thanks for tuning in to this episode of That 90s Spider-Man show. As always, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on SoundCloud/iTunes, on Spotify,
Stitcher.
as well. Wherever you can find podcasts, we're there, watching, following you to the ends of the earth.
Check out the episode notes on the WordPress we got.
Absolutely.
Or the stuff in the description, basically.
Yeah. And if you missed our episode on the MCU ranking, yeah, sure, check that out as well. Got a whole load of things going on. It's great. But yeah, that's the end of our podcast. And remember, Hobbs on the job, Peter's a bit of a snob, Aunt May's having a sob, and Mary Jane's a bit of a fashion snob. Thanks for tuning in. Go about your lives now.